Welcome to pain. Pain and suffering from a Packers fan. The only pain that people actually enjoy watching. The only pain that seems to prompt parades and jovial cheers. It was actually just revealed that the January 6th insurrection was caused by angry NFC North fans who weren't able to see the Packers lose in the wild card that year. Today, we're gathered here not to celebrate a victory, but to mourn a game that will go down in history as one of those we don't talk about it games. You know, the kind that you bury deep down and only bring up once in a decade to prove that yes, you've suffered as a fan base. 30 years of Hall of Fame play and only 2 Super Bowls to show for it? We're still suffering. You don't understand it. You never will. Let's get into it. In case you missed it, the Detroit Lions, a team whose Thanksgiving traditions typically involve squandering leads, came into our house at Lambeau Field and served us a cold, stale dish of humble pie. And not the kind your grandma bakes. No, this was a flavorless, overcooked pie of pure disappointment. But hey, maybe we needed this, right? Maybe it's just character building at this point. Because clearly, what Packers fans need more is character. And if this game didn't add a few layers of trauma into the character pile, I don't know what will. So grab a snack, settle in, and maybe stay far away from r/NFC North me more unless you enjoy scrolling through an unfiltered archive of your own despair. Together, we're going to relive this experience in all of its frustrating glory, because let's face it, it's too painful to keep to ourselves. We'll take you through every painful play, every missed opportunity, and every moment that left us staring into the abyss asking why? Why do the Packers keep finding new ways to shoot themselves in the foot?
Packers 0 for 3 on third down today. Love guns one near side and in and out of the hands of Tucker Kraft. So sure-handed all the time. Maybe the wet ball had something to do with that. And this kick is up and no good. But the Packers missing a 46-yard field goal, so now the Lions will take over. Goff off play action. Throws it in there to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Beauty of a throw from Goff, and St. Brown gets it all the way down near the 35. The fact that he's maybe feeling good enough to kind of sneak out and walk through a little bit, right? Be around the team a little bit more. There's Wilson, nice cutback for him. And inside the 30 he goes.
One timeout.
Let's
get something down the field.
Love, it's picked up. Now rolling out for the first time, and he throws an interception. It's picked off all the way down, and scoring for the Lions. It's Joseph. Maybe the first time we've seen the injury for Jordan Love, and Kirby Joseph has a pick 6.
The Packers started with a solid drive, moving 63 yards down the field over 14 plays. Josh Jacobs was running like a man on a mission, breaking tackles and working for every yard, racking him 35 yards with 2 broken tackles alone. Tucker, my favorite cheese is Kraft, even pulled off a quarterback sneak, tight end sneak on 4th and 1 to continue the Packers' drive. But because this is the 2024 Packers, the optimism was short-lived. 2 drop passes, one by Romeo Doubs and another by Chris Brooks on 3rd and 5, killed our shot at a touchdown. So instead of finishing with a bang, we settle for a field goal. Not the end of the world, but not how you want to start against a team who's scored 40 plus points in pretty much all of October. The following drive by the Lions would consume the rest of the first quarter with some annoyingly massive David Montgomery runs. Can't forget about that Goffense because Jared Goff, good lord, this man is infuriating to watch when he is just racking completion after completion after completion. Fast forward a few plays and Detroit is now in prime position to score because the Packers D-line had suddenly decided that they were the ones who decided when to snap the ball, not the center. An annoyingly beautiful route by Amon-Ra St. Brown put the Lions up 7-3. Still not panic time, but not really comfort-inducing either, especially against the Detroit Lions. Come the second quarter, we saw some more beautiful Josh Jacobs runs and some neat plays by Jordan Love, but a deep pass by Love into double coverage stalled the drive. There was some hope though with the Packers defense. They weren't playing perfect by any means. In fact, they weren't even playing that good, but they were showing a very rare case of QB pressure against the Lions' top O-line. so much so that Aaron Mosby and Rashawn Gary would combine for a sack, pretty much ending the drive, giving Green Bay an opportunity to potentially pull ahead. Things were looking up. I was getting excited, and my cock was getting rock hard for some Jordan Love touchdown passes. I would be immediately turned off after several miserable penalties that continuously set Green Bay back. Not to worry though, Jordan Love would just pass to Bo Melton for an easy. Oh God, oh no. Brian Branch absolutely destroyed Bo Melton on that play. Well, shit, at least there was a flag. Let's continue the game. Oh, what's that? Branch was ejected, and he caused 2 unsportsmanlike penalties on the play. You not only went helmet to helmet with a guy, but then flipped off the refs because you disagree with their decision? Yeah, maybe you deserve to be ejected. With Branch being out, you'd think our offense would get moving, and you'd be wrong. We'd end up with another drop pass from Tucker Kraft to set up a 46-yard field goal from the ever-reliable, ever-perfect, a guy who's always respected women, who's never had any sexual assault allegations against him, Brandon, Mr. McDonald's McManus. Oh fuck, he missed. Oh God, oh no. Oh Lord, no. Things are not looking up. Detroit would march down the field and just be held to a field goal. And what's this? Lucas Van Ness forced Goff's first incompletion of the game? Glorious. Study it, watch over it, and over and over and over again to learn the Jared Goffense. With the Packers getting the ball back, they just needed to score or keep the Lions away from the ball before half. Jordan Love, though, had some other plans. According to some super real and legitimate inside sources, Love had been petitioning the city of Green Bay to change Christmas Day from the 25th of December to November 3rd. Green Bay laughed in his face, and well, I guess Love was the one who had the last laugh, tossing a present to none other than Kirby Joseph, who decided to enjoy his 27-yard pick six. Further sources tell me that Love was maybe a little jealous that Rodgers had delivered some late Christmas gifts just a few years prior to Joseph, and potentially wanted to make it up to him. This pick six is the second that Jordan Love has thrown this season. He's currently tied with the most interceptions in the league with Geno Smith at 10. It's hard to push the narrative that Love should live to fight another down and throw it away when Love has extended plays in the past and made things work. That being said, it was a failed screen that was pretty easily snuffed out by the defense. Jordan has played in 2 less games, mind you, so those interceptions look way worse. Or does it look better that he's played in 2? I don't know at this point. He's thrown 10 picks in like 7 games. Off script here, that is stress-inducing. Every single down. Again, off script, it is miserable every time he passes. I just feel like he's going to throw a pick. I do think for this Packers team to really make a push at the end half of the season, Love just has to play better. Once again, in fairness, he has been dealing with injuries this season, so it's pretty hard to judge what throws are affected by it and what aren't. Either way, coming out of the half, all Green Bay had to do was stop the impending drive and just put up some points. But what happened though? Well, on 4th and basically inches, Jahmyr Gibbs ran into the end zone unfazed and untouched by Green Bay. But what made it so much worse is that the Packers really almost had a drive-stopping defensive moment just a few plays earlier. But a Keyshawn Nixon defensive holding penalty, the 9th Packers penalty of the game, allowed the Lions to march down and score that aforementioned touchdown. I have always wanted to watch Green Bay come back from a 21-point deficit. This was always the plan. I knew it from the start. Weeks and weeks prior to this game, I had just prayed that the Packers would go down 21 points to the Detroit Lions so we could come back in ultimate fashion and throw a Hail Mary. On the following drive, Dontavian Wicks would have a pass go right through his hands, resulting in another stalled drive on 3rd and 3. Outside of a missed connection between Love and Watson on this deep ball, the drive would consist of 2 fumbled snaps. By the glory of the football gods, somehow this one fumbled snap actually came back to the line of scrimmage. It was the longest 1-yard loss I've ever seen in my entire life. McManus would end up kicking a 38-yarder to put the Packers in an 18-point deficit. So my dreams of a 21-point comeback are starting to... Ow, fucking, what are you doing? I'm gonna keep that in. The Lions went 3 and out again, doing their best Packers impression, only for the Packers offense to stall once more, even after a gorgeous Jaden Reed 4th down conversion. Taywick still didn't think he was playing football and took a ball on the outside zone, allowing Love's pass to shoot right through his hands in the end zone. Following another failed Lions drive, the Packers would finally score on an Emmanuel Wilson touchdown run and a 2-point conversion from Christian Watson. A failed onside kick, though, would pretty much ice the game. The truth is, we didn't lose because the Lions dominated us outright. We lost because we handed them the game on a silver platter. Between dropped passes, costly penalties, a shanked field goal, and a pick 6 gift wrapped for Christmas, we might as well have been wearing blue and silver ourselves. That's not to say the Packers are a bad team, but in games they have to win, I swear the Packers always find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. These types of games happen at least once a year. I don't think the season is over. If I did, I'd be way more delusional than I already am. We're 6-3 heading into the bye week to play a Chicago Bears team who, yes, has a good defense, but a lot of young and raw talent that Matt LaFleur and Jeff Hafley should easily exploit. Now, some may say that me complaining and acting distressed about our 3rd loss of the season is a little insensitive to teams like the Saints who've lost 7 in a row. But I raise the question, why not me? Last year I had about 6 weeks of not knowing if I had a franchise quarterback or not. It was awful. Truly legitimate awful. We lost to the Russell Wilson-led Denver Broncos. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna be sick. Look, it's not the end of the world. Although come back at the end of the season and tell me how horribly wrong I was. Please do it. Feel free to check out my other videos, leave a quick comment or like, it really helps the channel. I'm always open to how I can do things differently, especially as a young channel. Constructive criticism is always criticism I should take. I am working on a pretty big video which should come out in the near future, so please stay tuned for that. And as always, God save the Packers.